Okay, I'm going to talk about teens and this teen beads sheet. A few of you have asked me about this and what is this? Well, about, let's see, 6 months or so after the K4 starts, depending on how quickly we get through. This is part of the second group of the math materials after learning a lot about the numbers 1 through 10. And so this starts the counting work, beginning with teens, and then we learn about the tens and counting beyond 20. I can imagine a lot of you saying, but my child can count to 30. So I want you to think about counting like learning the ABC song, that when someone counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, on and on and on, it's a memory thing. It's like learning a song or learning a poem or chant. To really dig in and see, is this connecting to that numbers are a quantity, an amount of things? This is something that we tend to use, and the best possible thing is not a worksheet. It's feeling something that is real in your hands. Through the hands is how we always want to start things. So this is unfortunate to not have these actual bead bars, but in the classroom we have the 10 bars to represent 10. Those are gold. That's this one. All of these are 10 bars. I'm not going to count them, but you might just check. Then there's this little 1 on a wire just to represent a quantity of 1. The 2 on a wire connected, a quantity of 2. And it's kind of like you used to learn as a set of 3, 4, 5, 6, and up to 9. So when we're counting, there's another sheet that has just the 1 through 9 in a triangle. To learn those quantities. So not really, and you don't see any numerals here. There's no numbers here. Another teen sheet I had, but I can't find to share with you, has a little box above each of these groups. So just kind of count this as one group here altogether that we're going to count, and put the numeral in that box. But counting in our classroom is not always even seeing the numeral. Let's call it a numeral because this might be a number of beads, but I don't see the number. But I could write the number up here to symbolize this amount. So the first part we would learn is just to count the number. So to use this as a pointer, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this whole group that's connected, that's 10 beads. And there's one more over there. But if I count and include that one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all of this together is really 11. And if I have this being 10, I know it's already 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But if I keep going 11, 12, this whole amount is 12. And this whole amount is going to be more than that because I see one more bead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now in my real classroom, I would just show the 11, the 12, and the 13 first just to get used to those. If any of those are tricky or it won't stick, no matter how many times you repeat it, there's no need to go further until you've got those down. So we try to bite off one little small bite at a time. If those go really easy, you can go on and learn 3 more. So this is another thing that is going to be hard unless you have been using pencils for a while. 3-year-old might be tricky. Oh, I've got a deep shadow here. Let's see if I can get rid of it. Sorry about my deep shadow. Anyway, ignore my shadow. I'll try to do without getting too much on my page. It might be hard to actually color in those. So if you want to use this sheet and you feel confident your 3-year-old can count and know quantity and can do well with this, maybe you do the coloring, because we want to remove that obstacle. If that is an obstacle, work on that in a different place. try to encourage more coloring with crayons somewhere else. But in this instance, let's just remove that obstacle, and you can do that and just show. That's a little special, so I'm going to color it red because we're going to notice that always when you see this gold, and if there are gold bead bars in my classroom, you're going to know that's the 10. It's gold. I can see it right away. It's made in a factory. They counted it out by machines, so that's always going to be 10. And if you see the little blue, green, those little 2, that's 2 bar, and the little pink is a 3 bar. So when we're counting along, I know it's 10 already. I'm not going to have to count all the way through 10. So let me just say 10, 11. So that's 11, 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, if your child already knows numbers, like that's a 1 and that's a 1, we can include this part. That's what a 12 looks like, and that's what a 13 looks like. So you can see that above that little 1 is a 1, above that is a 2, and above that is a 3. And this one just means one of these 10s. 11, 12, 13. And then you can keep going into the 4. So that's 14. The 5. So that's 15. I always want to mention, I don't know where that came from. Why don't we say 15? That's a mystery. I haven't studied that part of language, so I don't have the answer. If anyone finds out, I'd love to know. But it's not 15, it's 15. But then it gets easy again because this one is going to be 16. 17 is white. The 7 is white. I'm going to leave that. Oh, my brown's about to break. Oh, come on, brown. You can make it a little longer. That's 18. And this is 19. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Now, I'm doing fast-wise. The best way to color a circle is round and round, but just to get you noticing the sense of this, I'm going to do it fast. So when you have this whole sheet finished, something that also might be kind of an interesting thing to do is cut it up and cut out just the 11, just the 12, just the 13, and kind of use them like a game. You can mix them up and ask which one is which. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now, if you have somebody who's counting all the way up to 20 already, they might ask you, where's the 20? Because this would be 20, right? And we get that when we're using the teen beads in the classroom. That's not included here. This is teens. So this one, it's not a teen. It's part of the numbers that are the 10s. And then that's just going to be a mystery until you start to learn the work of 10s. I don't have anything in my Google Classroom on 10s, but this is a really good way to just to start and dip a toe into the beads work. And when we come back to school, we can see the real live beads in the real classroom. Anyway, I hope that solves some of the mystery of the teen beads sheet. So I'm going to repeat again, what is the good of this and why might you want to use this? Well, it's another way, and it's good with any concept, especially numbers, to look at it as many different ways as possible. So you can look at a bunch of pencils like this being a quantity, and I can count them out, or you can look at them in a connected set like this. That gold is always going to be a 10. And to see what the number is if you put one more in the set, and one more, and one more, and one more, and one more, like this. Anyway, I hope it's fun. This might be something somebody wants to repeat a lot, or they may just do this once and say no thank you, and that's fine too. Thank you.